Evening, everybody. How we doing? How we doing? So today, I did not take any trades. I just watched price rip to my targets and locked out for the day. So I'll show you the. Oh, that's. Hold on, I gotta do this on the side really quick. Doo-doo-doo-doo. Don't want to show my password, you know. I don't think anyone's gonna do anything, but yeah, I just wanted to show you what we're currently dealing with, which is this. So this week I've only hit the DLL day on Monday, and then didn't trade yesterday, didn't trade today. I did expect today to be a slower type of day, because yeah, we had Nvidia earnings after the close, um, and their earnings call after the close as well. So yeah, I was not like expecting much from this day. So I did have a bearish bias going to the day, right? So we respected the daily fair value gap on Monday, then we've been respecting fair value gaps the rest of the week, and then today we did end up invalidating an hourly gap here. So if we remove this volume profile, it'll look a bit cleaner. So this got disrespected with London. So I was kind of aware of that, but I was still bearish because to me, I mean, it still looked like we could head lower towards previous low. We are coming off of the support zone, so it was kind of like a. I saw this as rangy conditions. Um, so if we had a breakdown or breakout type of day, either side, I felt like it was going to be with strength. Um, but yeah, ideally, I was leaning for shorts. And coming into open, we actually had like a CVD divergence. I think it was somewhere. Where's this at? Where's this at? Like at these highs over here, there was a CVD divergence on Bookmap. So I was like, interesting. I thought about taking a pre-market trade, but then again, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna not do that. Matter of fact, I had actually locked out my account from the previous day, where I think I locked it out as I was looking at the charts, started looking at the charts. So I was locked out till like 9:40 or something. But yeah, um, I saw we were approaching overnight VWAP. So the only thing that was like not convincing enough for me for shorts is the fact that we're at that overnight VWAP. So I was kind of monitoring this 50-minute FVG, see if we had a reaction there. So yeah, off open we had a crazy candle. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, and it's funny to me that both NQ and ES did not sweep this 30-minute intermediate low. If we swept it and got this reaction, I would have taken the setup that I saw. But the fact that we didn't sweep it and we got like 2 points close to it, and ES didn't sweep it either, so it's not like there was an SMT there, right? I was like, And then I saw us tap into that 50-minute gap, and then we just started ripping. I think, yeah. And I think it was during the formation of that second candle that I saw a potential setup that I did not take, mainly because we didn't sweep that low. That was it, truly, because the setup looked really clean. And it was, you see, yeah, right here, low volume node. Clearly see on the current volume profile or chart range volume profile, we created a low volume node. So we were kind of indecisive at open, and then as we approached that first, the close of that first 5-minute candle, we ripped higher, created a low volume node. We got really close to VWAP, saw a lot of failed selling there, and on the tech chart it looked pretty crazy. I feel like I could potentially pull it up. If I can, that'd be pretty nice. Jesus. Okay. So it's right here. This is the retest that I saw it was kind of crazy. So this was a retest on MQ. We clearly retested the VWAP on Bookmap. It looked like we didn't, but on MQ we clearly did. So maybe you um, enter there and target like what high of day I think it was. High of day 1.64 RR. Um, you would have banked pretty quickly. Um, 5 minute trade. So yeah, that was pretty much the setup the only setup that I saw as valid. Um, so yeah, the trade was ideal entry probably here at 24 650 75, 24 650 650, yeah, 75. So somewhere around here, uh, and maybe you had your stop like down here or down here. Um, but yeah, if you did it based on this, your stop was at like 605. Um, so yeah, this was pretty much the trade idea. Um, and you started high of day, something like that, or you target all the way to this New York PM high. This also banked as well. Um, and the like I said, the only reason why I didn't take the trade was um, the fact that we didn't sweep these lows. I like that we had London lows and True Day Open lined up, and we didn't trade through the Open on during London session. So to me, that looked pretty bearish. Maybe you just yeah. So yeah, it looked good, but then again, you know, we had this crazy momentum, and this just went straight to our targets. It reached all the way to these, and looking at it now, right? How we reached that PM high, how we were approaching that 1 hour intermediate high, and we were just having strong 5 minute candles. ES was doing pretty much the same thing. I didn't like the idea of shorting this. I didn't want to short this. So by the time we reached previous day's high, I'm like, cool, I am done. Or I think I called it like before this actually, before we actually reached that. But funny enough, we reached previous day high, stall out, and then sell off, which was crazy to me. I saw it after it happened. I'm like, what the heck is Bryce doing? Like, we go up what from session open? We go up 400 points and then sell off another 300. So if you traded the previous day high sweep, that's pretty nice. But to me, it was kind of sketch trying to short this. Sure, the bias was bearish, but shorting a 400 point move, trying to catch the top of that, is pretty rough. If we get like a reaction and then a retest, that's a different story. But to me, it just looked like it's just it was sketch. It was sketch, and I figured, you know what, I'm gonna let this play out. I'm gonna lock out. I'm gonna be done for the day. So yeah, I ideally wanted to see a sweep, at least a sweep of that. Maybe even London, maybe even True Day. If we got a reaction there, that's a different story. But no, we just sold off a little bit and then ripped. So yeah, that's pretty much what I saw today. And to kind of go over what else happened for the rest of the session, is we had earnings and Nvidia killed it. Nvidia killed it. You can see at 420, which is when those earnings reports came out, we just moved up. From the open to the close, we moved up another 297 points, nearly 300 more points. So made a new high a day, and we've been continuing to push up since then. So yeah, could be the thing that we needed to finally see a bounce and a recovery. So I feel like we still have a lot of work to get through for us to see all-time highs, if that's what we're going for, right? But yeah, earning reports were good, and now we also have tomorrow some news. We have NFP on a Thursday, which is weird. Unemployment claims, average hourly earnings. So a few things that were delayed. So maybe that'll give us an idea. Um, this is delayed by 48 days. So yeah, government shutdown is officially over, and now we were finally going to be getting our economic data, which is going to be doing something for us, I guess, giving some more volatility, which we've still been having without the government shutdown, which is crazy. So, yeah, crazy markets, and pretty interesting setup, considering the fact that we didn't sweep that low and still retire. Maybe you saw that. Maybe you don't even use sweeps. You use the VWAP. If you use that, then that would have been a pretty solid trade because we respected overnight VWAP. We held it clearly on the 5 minute, and we created a low volume off of respecting it, retested it, ripped higher. So, yeah. Um, you could also maybe you were looking at a fib. You were looking at a fib down here. We reached the 0.5, that 0.5618 area, right? And continue to rip higher. So, yeah, if you caught that, great job. You caught a pretty solid trade with what I would say are valid confluences. Um, Came off of a support zone, respected a fib, respected overnight VWAP, created a low volume node, retested it, ripped higher. I'm pretty sure, who's the guy, Carmine, took a setup like this on ES, and it banked. He got a 4R. He put on his cowboy hat. So, yeah. Um, Pretty interesting day. I'd say I did a good job at recognizing that it's not something ideal for me personally. So yeah, now we're gonna be redoing our chart to kind of just adjust for current price action, and yeah, we're gonna try our best to catch a solid trade tomorrow. Gonna have to see what our news are telling us. We've so far disrespected two resistance zones that I have marked out. Got this big one that we gotta work through. So it might be sketch if we're longing into that. If we're getting a setup before that for longs, I could see potentially maybe this new hourly gap that we put in. Just kind of like um, a quick little analysis, right? This little fair value gap, I could see it hold. It aligns with that previous day's high, right? So previous day's high would be here. I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So previous day high all the way down here. Um, so it'll be interesting. It'll be interesting if we get something like this, maybe a of retest of this, and then some structure in our favor to target these. It's a possibility, but we'll see. We'll see if the news actually align with bullish context, and yeah, pretty interesting recovery, right? From the lows to where we are now, we're up like what? Damn near 800 points. So yeah, no trades for me. Just watch it play out. So yeah, now all we have left to do is wait for a better day tomorrow. And that pretty much wraps up the recap of the day. Not much to say. That was pretty much the only setup that I saw, because by the time we swept that previous day high, I wasn't looking at the charts anymore. So no setups for me there. If you took it, cool. There were two setups you could have taken. Excuse me. The longs, the shorts. Uh, Maybe after we actually end up sweeping these London lows, we did end up sweeping them afterwards. Maybe you were looking for longs there. Maybe you were trading PM session and banked. If you did, good job. You took another banker trade. Me personally, I was done. I was working. So, yeah, not much to say. Hopefully, I'll catch y'all tomorrow with a banger trade. And once again, thank you all for watching, and I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace.